Hey, good afternoon. It's Nicole and Love Infinity for another Positive Impact episode. Today we're talking about the mind, the emotions, and your body and the effects on all of that. I know that there's a lot of information going on out there, but hopefully, maybe we can bring some clarity to someone who has some questions out there. And Charity, how's it going today?
It's going good today. It's going good.
Good.
The numbers, I guess, are going up down here in Florida. So people are.
Oh, they are.
The deaths are going down and the numbers are going up. And I think it's because the young people are going out and they're getting it now.
You think so? It's not like up here we were having issues with like the senior centers getting high numbers and nowhere else for a little while. But you don't think it's that? I know there's this huge senior population in Florida, but I don't know where, when, or how.
Well, where I live on the beach, people are like, COVID, that was a dream.
Really?
Wearing masks and everybody's out.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's like kind of scary. I mean, we did, kind of crest, and then honestly, I'm in Connecticut, but we were watching New York and their progression through the whole thing. And that kind of, led us to believe that, we should be doing this or not that, or opening this and not that. And I know that gyms just recently opened. I think that was last week they opened. And that was a huge step, because if you've ever worked at a gym, you know how disgusting they can get. That's a big deal to clean.
Yeah. I went to the mall the other day to get my Apple computer fixed, and they're taking the temperature and everything, and they're being careful. And then some of the stores, they don't let you use the dressing rooms or anything because they're not able to keep them clean. So.
Yeah, the mall here is a pretty big mall, and we went. And I was stunned. I don't know if you have a Primark by you, but I was stunned at the line for Primark there.
No, we don't.
Halfway down the mall.
I braided my hair while we're talking.
I know. I love that. It's beautiful. Yeah. I haven't done a braid in my hair in a long time.
I'm not the greatest at it on my own. Somebody else can do it.
That might be a good how-to.
Hi, everybody out there.
How to positively impact your hair. We'll do a braid how-to.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about emotions and stuff today, right? And then maybe doing a body reading.
Yeah. If anyone, someone's saying hello again. I apologize. Like, I can't read for anything. And again, it's the SLM. If you could describe to us what that is. That would be great. SLM, someone reading SLM.
So, and also we want to make an announcement that if you're not watching us live, please feel free to leave questions after for any topic that we talk about. You can leave it here.
Exactly.
And we'll get to your questions.
Yeah, that's always open to you. Especially, I know some people are very private. They want answers to things, but maybe they're in a position where they can't really talk about it, in public. So if you have any other questions, or if you would like a little psychic insight, you can always post a comment and we can get back to you.
So when we started talking earlier, I was like, wait, we should be recording this and podcasting it because it was really good. You were talking about you were studying and researching the soul parts and parts of your soul. What were you saying again?
Okay, so you got to remember, like, I'm a personal trainer. I've been working in the fitness and weight loss industries for 30 years, and it's frustrating as a personal trainer to watch people kind of go through that cycle of weight loss, weight gain, weight loss, weight gain, and it's it's healthy if it's like a 2 to 5 pound range. But when you're talking about regaining like 15, 20 pounds simply because you didn't make it to the gym, and I know a lot of people who have been in quarantine for COVID are suffering some of those effects right now. 15 pounds is too much as a reweight gain. So I started doing a lot of research in terms of the personality and behaviors. Like, I'm a behavior specialist, but nothing in the behavior specialist certifications really, I felt were ineffective in addressing behaviors that led to weight gain. Not only that, but I also saw a lot of people suffering emotionally and spiritually. So coming from the perspective of being a Reiki master, a personal trainer, I've been studying different modalities that will help create lasting change in a very short period of time. That, and these are changes that we can make outside of diet and exercise, because as great as those things are, helping you attain the right weight goals, they are temporary at best. And that's why I started to kind of like investigate modalities of personality change that can help support. If you do have, a great diet and you love your workout and nothing's moving, there's something else going on. And I don't buy that it's age anymore. I don't know about you.
I don't buy that either. In fact, I get younger and younger, so it's like an age thing. And my DNA is like going back to when I'm 25. Plus, I take these singular nuclear cells that are kind of like stem cells, and you drink them. And then there's a cream that you rub. And now when I work out, the effects are so much better. And singular nuclear cells, we are born with so many of them. And as you get older, you lose them. So I've been drinking them. It's great. If anybody's interested in that, please let me know, because I can share the information, especially right now.
Yes. Tell us where they would find that.
They're on Positive Impact's website. I'll include the link with this underneath after. I'll include the link to where you can enroll. And right now, when you sign up, you get like 3 free cases, which is a big deal, because I think you and I have talked about it before. It's $125 for 4 bottles. It's still way less than doing stem cells. That's $25,000.
Yeah.
And I'd like it better, and it helps everything. It helps with the recovery. But I'll do 1 yoga session and I see the difference in my skin, and it helps with scars. It helps. There was a surgeon that used it that lost use of his hands, and he lost his job, and he started drinking it, because the cells you drink, they work from the inside out. And then there's a cream that you use on your skin that works from the outside in. So when you're using both, it's like magic, and it clears up scars. It makes your skin youthful again. It clears up wrinkles. It's really great. I love it. I feel like I'm like 25 again.
Well, and that's what part of the whole process is. Like, if you sincerely don't buy into your own ability to heal, to be well, to look beautiful, most of the time, even great products won't work well. You have to be on board with your own, like, you have such a great attitude and you're so positive.
You have
so
yourself. Whatever you say to yourself, your body will listen to you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. No doubt about it. And, so and I've had this too, I've had people come in for a weight loss program, and, they're like very sarcastic, and they'll be like, oh yeah, that'll work when I'm, 45 or 80, depends on, like how much time I have to work on this.
Your body knows no difference between sarcasm or imagination. So it's better to imagine yourself being the weight you want than saying sarcastic stuff.
Well, and people would laugh at me because I also track their heart rates, as they work out, as they warm up, and as they work out, especially like during intervals, I'll track their heart rates. And when their heart rate is skyrocketing, I'll say, what are you worried about? What's going on? And they'll be like, oh, nothing. I'm fine. I'm like, no, you probably got in a fight or something just before you got here. And then it comes out, oh yeah, well, now that I think of it, my son totaled my car, wow. and then we get to the heart of it. And then we start talking about the reality of how your emotions really do jack up your heart rate. So if it's jacking up your heart rate and that stress is sending cortisol into your system, of course you're going to gain weight, and then you being sarcastic on top of it isn't going to help anymore. It's like predictable. So that was one of the things that I found interesting about this therapy that helps people kind of make an immediate change, an immediate adjustment, because a lot of it is subconscious. A lot of it they don't even realize is actually acting on their brain and their emotions, and their body is reflecting it. So I do the same thing with people who have a lot of pain. Instead of just saying, oh, it's my bad hip, or I've always had a bad back, or I've had this, I've had that. I do Mind Body Mastery Minutes on my Instagram where I talk about pain and how it's so vital to get in touch with your truth about it, instead of like just saying, oh yeah, that's how I am. That's how my body reacts,
Yeah.
So I've had people do a little truth talking session, and like we talk about, where's the pain? Okay, it's in my left hip. Typically for me, the body is a map, a road map. So the left hip represents female relationships. Well, what's going on with your female relationships? How do you feel about your relationship with your mom, your mother-in-law, your sister, your aunt, and we go through the list, and then we hit on something, and then all of a sudden a light goes off and they're like, oh, I don't have pain anymore. And I'm like, duh, we finally figured out that thing that's causing the restriction in energy flow and their nervous system that's creating pain. It's the same thing with weight loss. There's something blocking you from being your ideal divine template, and it's just a matter of getting to what that truth is. So I've been really, kind of inspired, because like I said, I've been in the business for 30 years. So after 30 years, you start to really get jaded about, yeah, you're going to go to this boot camp. You're going to lose 30 pounds, 30 pounds, and then you're going to gain it all back. And I'm going to see you back here in a year, that kind of thing. It gets very frustrating. So I was really excited to work with a couple of my clients in terms of these different ways of working with the subconscious and the superconscious in order to free up the energy for, weight loss and better health and well-being overall.
It's so right on. And you just reminded me, I had this terrible pain in my right shoulder blade. And usually when I have stress in my life or something going on that I'm not being conscious or mindful about, it's usually on my left side. So today it was this side, and this morning I told you I was doing a session with Layla, and now my pain's gone.
Yeah, good.
It reminded me, because we went to where I had that trigger as a child, not feeling safe because of this incident that happened. And that's what happens. And here's, people can figure this out on their own. If there's a behavior or pain or something going on in your life, like for me, I have a boundary issue, trust, or allowing people that don't deserve to be in my energy field or in my presence, or just that are suck their energy and they don't even know it, maybe whatever. It's a boundary thing. We pinpointed that to a childhood memory, and you could do that too. Anyone listening, you can think about how old. It's a feeling, though. It's a feeling, whatever your feeling is, and you think back to when you were a child, the first time you felt that and what was happening, and then you can heal it by acknowledging it.
Like for people who have difficulty doing that, I do that in my readings, my mind body readings, because it's very apparent to me exactly where the pain is associated with an age. So I'm able to kind of look through, like, literally your feet are from the point you were born, your ankles into your shins are like, toddlerhood, your shins up to your knees like 12, 13, then your teens through the thighs, 20s at the hips. And
what shoulder? What age of shoulder?
So here's the thing. After you have had all the support you need from those two parental relationships in terms of creating a relationship of your own, so then the bones start to knit together, and we have the sacrum and the hip complex, which is the housing unit of the second chakra, right? Relationships and creation. That's also the area where we start to go to work, right? So we're building our energy up based on our work experience and our process. Then in the back of the heart, we're getting into more and more intense relationships, more meaningful relationships. And those relationships are going to replicate what was in the legs. So if you didn't feel stable and safe in male relationships, it's going to pop up in the backside on the right shoulder, right?
And left is female.
And the left is female. So the things that are in the back of the body are the things that you've already experienced. They're the things that, have impacted your personality and your behavior. Yeah. But now it's come up in a different form. So your body's reminding you, remember, you dealt with this way back when. Yeah. Now you have to kind of like follow up. And that's the same piece that I'm working with a lot of clients in terms of like releasing past memories, but past trauma, past abuse. It doesn't happen, like in one huge chunk. And I am a Reiki master, so I am all for getting that energetic support, but you almost need to go through this thought process at the same time that someone's working on you. Like you said, you went back to that time in your life. And I asked Holy Spirit and channeled, I said, is it important that we know and acknowledge, oops, can you guys hear me? My earbuds just died. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. I asked, is it important that we know and acknowledge if we have, a blockage in our personality? And the answer was not necessarily. You don't have to know and understand the whole process. What's important is that the next time it comes around, you make the right choices and decisions. You know what I'm saying? And I think, for anyone who doesn't know Charity, she's very kind. She's very open, very giving, very big on,
addicted to giving.
Yeah, you're very kind on, thank you, Victoria. Victoria just said yes. But the thing about Charity is that she's very big on creating space and holding space so that other people can get to where they need to be or practice what they need to practice, if it's a healing, if it's a reading or whatever it is. And that's so admirable and so beautiful. At the same time, though, I said this the first time I met you, that I felt like you really needed to put up boundaries and start reining it in for yourself, because it makes no sense to anyone unless you can do it from a place of well-being in your own mind and body. And, I'm happy that you're getting a little help that way. So that's awesome.
Yeah. So, going back to the injuries and the pains and the aches in our bodies or whatever, ankles, I've torn the ligaments in both ankles, and I did the right side. And then 2 years later, the exact same day, I did the left ankle.
So, and then that's the other thing. I've also gone through timelines with people, calendar events and things that happened on that day, or they go by the seasons. Some people will experience the same exact thing every October, and they're like, I don't understand why I'm reliving. It's, our bodies, they're recorders, not just of our emotions and our mental status and everything else, but they record like huge circadian rhythm timelines. They record events in our lives, and then those events are turned up again as a new memory or an old memory whenever we experience the conditions that were similar during the first traumatic experience we had. So there's this kind of repetition that happens until we're able to recognize it, that recognition, and then we're able to choose differently. Maybe, for you, maybe not climbing a mountain on the day that, you tripped and fell when you were 3, something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and my thing is, like, I never get sick. I rarely get sick. I mean, it's like maybe once every 7 years. I just I've injured, and I always get these injuries where I'm laid up and I am not able to do anything. And I'm like, God, if the message is slow down, how can I'm slowed down?
Yeah.
It's something else, like what we talked about.
And that, and it's true for people who want to lose weight as well. Like I had a client who had kind of like a perpetual belly, and she thought it was cortisol the whole time. What it was when she was pregnant, she felt very cared for, you know, very nurtured, very supported.
Oh, that's interesting.
So
Yeah.
she just chose to hold on to that, you know, that belly in hopes to, you know, perpetuate that care, that support, that attention that she wasn't getting otherwise. But when we nailed that, when we realized we nailed that was the actual problem,
Yes.
then we created a support network in other ways in her own mind and body that felt just as good as someone, you know, rubbing your feet every night. I'm sorry, there's nothing like someone rubbing your feet every night. But
that's the way to my heart, by the way. My feet being rubbed. I also like my head rubbed. One time I got a massage in Orlando. I think we were at the Hard Rock, and I can't remember what they called it. They called it like something hands. I had my feet and my head and my hands like rubbed at the same time. Same thing in the airport. I think I was in Atlanta airport, and you know how they have those little fast massage places?
Yeah.
I was laying in a massage chair. I had somebody massaging my feet, someone massaging my scalp, and someone doing my nails.
Wow.
You remember?
Oh, I love that.
And the bed is massaging me too. So I'm like kind of jiggling. And I remember, and I was just laying there enjoying it with my music on, and I heard a little girl say, "Mommy, why is that lady shaking?" So I had to peek and look, and she was the cutest little thing in her pajamas and just wanted to me. And you know, because the bed's just, it was so cute. What she must have thought, because I remember at that age, I used to think that someone was driving the world around the sun, and I had imagination. I desire my imagination. Speaking of imagination, I really am craving my imagination back, because your mind doesn't know any different from if you imagine it, if you're thinking about it, if it's real or not. And
oh, I know.
I've been
well, that's another therapy I use is sometimes I'll close a workout with a guided meditation so that they can see themselves succeeding. You know, if it is in part like if you can't see yourself succeeding, it's just not going to happen. But if you can actually start to put the sarcasm away, put the negative thoughts away, and what you know, the other issue is people who are super intelligent have a really hard time with imagination. They don't like to imagine things. They think they're wasting their time. So, you know, talking them through a visualization to help them kind of reorganize their thoughts in such a way that will create success for them over time, that is super valuable at the same time.
Looking at pictures or going to a destination, like if you want to live somewhere, a certain neighborhood, or drive a certain car, go and drive it, or go to that neighborhood and feel the possibilities of living there. Someone reminded me to do that, and I feel like I'm one of those people. To get my imagination going, I need to experience it or go see it or see a picture of it.
That's a great tip, and I do that all the time, you know, especially like you know, with people who I want to work with in a certain way, but I don't know their environment. So sometimes I'll do some remote viewing, honestly, in meditation, but then I'll put myself in their position and I'll imagine what that's like as well. And then that tells me like volumes about who they are and what motivates them and things that they've experienced that I didn't think that were an issue, but obviously are, you know, so that's very helpful too. If you're doing this on your own, I think, doing exactly what Charity said, like if you want to create something, I want to create a house on the beach, Charity.
Come visit. There's beautiful houses here. My neighbors have the best. Oh, there's so many beautiful houses in my neighborhood.
I keep seeing that over and over again in meditation. I don't know how many of you out there have aspired to create something outside of like your daily, excuse me, that's laundry. Maybe this wasn't the best place to do this. How many of you out there have wanted to create something, whether inside your body or outside your body, that you would love to make real? Like I have been doing that for a long time now. It's a beach house, and then it's also the ability to travel and do our workshops together. I love that idea. So I envision that every day, you know.
And so everyone listening, we're getting ready to do a Positive Impact Intense, and we will end with a photo shoot after psychic body work and Stephen being a medium there.
Yeah, we're going to have several different things that we're going to do. Oh, hi, Victoria. Yay.
So we today let's do a meditation for everybody listening.
Let's hope my washing machine doesn't go off again.
Well, I feel like you're one of the best guided. You guide meditation so beautifully. So
thank you. Thank you.
Do a meditation with you today and with all of our listeners today, and they can use it over and over again.
Yeah, please, if you have a friend, grab them, join us. You could also look at this later on, right? We're gonna repost on Positive Impact's YouTube channel. It's gonna be on my YouTube channel if it isn't already. I think it is. And we're gonna repost it on all of Positive Impact's platforms, website, etc. So, keep doing this with us, because we really sincerely feel it's important that we gather as groups to meditate and raise not just our vibration, but by raising our vibration, we're going to be able to raise the whole world. And that's what we're doing. We're working on content for the workshops that we're going to do in the Positive Impact Intensive Weekend. It's going to be a 3-day weekend in September that we're going to feature different workshop presenters, myself included, Charity, Love Infinity, and Stephen Lesovich, right?
Yes.
And we're working on a couple of other guest speakers that are going to be joining us as well. So keep your eyes on our podcast. We're coming on Wednesday, Friday at 2:30. Today was a fluke because Charity and I had a bad day Friday. Let's just put it that way.
I like to rephrase that and say, it wasn't our best day.
It wasn't our best day. So
bad out of it.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Charity's a good reminder. So we're going to keep the bad out of it. We're just going to say we had technical difficulties Friday.
There's been better days, that's for sure.
There are better days, but technically we'll be back on Wednesday, Friday at 2:30 p.m. You will also get an opportunity to ask questions if you want my psychic read on your situation, whatever it is.
Let's do a reading now. Victoria, would you like a reading?
Victoria, do you have any questions for me?
Ask Nicole a question. She's a psychic body tech.
Yeah, you may not know.
She's still listening?
Yeah, I think she is. I don't know. There's a few people on here listening. But I am a psychic certified personal trainer, a Reiki master, and metabolic technician, a behavior specialist. So a lot of people ask me, like, oh, do you just talk about the body?
Oh, there she is.
She's saying it's.
Ask a question, and Nicole will answer or give you some input on it.
Yes.
She put it's. What's my future?
Can we narrow that down a little bit,
like work,
relationships,
health? What are the 9 categories of health or life? Work, career, hobbies, relationships, family, friends.
Yeah. I know a lot of people are into their spiritual lives. So, where are they going to move? Will I stay in RN? That's an interesting conversation, because I have a feeling like you could possibly teach what you do. And teaching might be a better role for you. Have you ever considered teaching?
She just got certified to be a pranic healer. I'm so proud of her.
Victoria?
Yes.
Oh, Victoria.
We have been friends since we were 5th grade or 6th grade. 6th grade.
I love it.
Junior high, and then I went back and we were friends in high school, because I left the beginning of high school. Right after junior high, I went to live with my dad, and we've been friends for years. Oh my God. No.
So Victoria, you might want to consider a teaching role in terms of maybe not being an RN, but some other thing that you're really passionate about. I feel like you have the ability to teach others, not just self-care, but another type of healing, I want to say. So I wouldn't turn away from that.
She could totally do that. She could be a speaker, a public speaker, what she's gone through and how she's gotten through it.
This is what I'm feeling. I hear teachers.
She's had some health. She's gone through some stuff, Victoria? We've got to have you on the show. Maybe we could patch her in.
Yeah. Well,
She's got an incredible story.
it
She's had it, and her husband's a saint. She's got 3 beautiful children.
Aw, yeah, you'll have to kind of like kind of peruse that thought a little bit, because I do feel teacher is in your future. I do feel like it's something that you kind of.
What do you think? Maybe she's thinking like a school teacher or something.
Oh yeah, not a school teacher. I'm talking about, well-being, health and well-being, and being kind to yourself, like really getting to a place of compassion within yourself for your own well-being. Maybe this all sounds like alien to you, but the fact that you asked means you're probably open to a suggestion anyway. Does anybody else have any questions for Psychic Nicole? I'm thinking about changing my hashtag on my Instagram to psychic trainer, because
I like that.
Yeah. Or what about a reality series, My Psychic Trainer? No?
Yeah, that would be good. That would be really good on the Gaia channel.
We gotta work on this, Charity.
Yeah, it's in the works. Say it and it's done. Ask and you shall receive.
Oh, you're welcome, Victoria. Absolutely. And like I said, I like the RN for you, but I also feel like it's totally draining you right now. So I like the idea of a teacher where, people are bringing their energy to you in a supportive way and not taking it away from you all the time, if that makes any kind of sense. So let's start our meditation then, shall we?
Yes.
Oh. Okay. So I always say a prayer if you are driving and you're like just listening to this. Do not drive off the road, please. We're going to try to focus on just relaxing your mind and body and allowing you to get into a good alpha state before heading into a nice deep theta state, hopefully. We have a few minutes, so I'm going to say a prayer in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. In green pastures he gives me repose. Beside restful waters he leads me. He refreshes my soul. He leads me in right paths for his name's sake. And though I may walk the dark valley of evil, I fear no evil, for you are at my side with your rod and your staff that give me courage. You spread the table before me in the sight of my foes. You anoint my head in oil. My cup overflows. Goodness and kindness follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord for years and years thereafter. As it was in the beginning, is now, and shall ever be, world without end. Amen. Thank you, Heavenly Father, all ascended masters, all angels, for bringing your presence here in this moment to our meditation so that we can further explore peace and wellness in our lives. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Okay, so you're just going to take a long, slow, deep inhale. And as you exhale, I want you to imagine that all the negative or any tension energy that's held in your body is being expelled through your breath. And I want you to allow your awareness now to drop into the area of your body that's feeling the most tension, the most stress, the most tight. And as you breathe into that area, I want you to imagine that area as a color. And if you had to name a color, what would it be? And if you had to see people in that area, who is in that area for you now? Now, if you can see brilliant light above your head, brighter than the sun, take another long, slow, deep inhale. And allow that light to flow down now through the top of your head. And as you exhale, allow it to flood into the area that's holding tension in your body. And as the light floods the area, see it compassionately hold all the muscles, all the tendons, all the nerve endings. Each cell and every part of every muscle, every part of every nervous ending in your system is brilliantly lit up. As you take another long, slow, deep inhale, ask that the light release any tension that's being held in that area, blessing the person that's in that area, and shifting the energy to a higher and higher vibration. Again, deeply relaxing, automatically soothing. And as you take another long, slow, deep inhale, see that area expand, the light around it, flooding all other parts of your body brilliantly with this amazing waterfall of light. Effectively changing your mind into a positive, more enlightened view, automatically releasing stress and tension in your face and your neck, automatically elongating your spine, automatically creating balance in your heart, automatically cleansing your kidneys and your liver, automatically rejuvenating your intestines, your lungs, your hips, your pelvis. And you see the light expand now through your arms and your feet, flooding over your knees like a waterfall, rushing into your shins, your ankles, and through your feet down into the floor. Here you see yourself perfectly balanced, full of light, healthy, at your perfect weight. Your body moves and is graceful and has the flexibility and the agility of when you were 15. This light carries with it a joy, a brilliance, a spirit of renewal as it emanates out from your body in peaceful flows to everyone you love. You can see the waves, light heat shimmering off of sand, flowing into all of those you love. The light permeates every single cell of their body and their hearts. You are now connecting the light all around you in your neighborhood. You're connecting the light throughout your community, throughout your town and your state. See yourself as a part of this immense network of brilliant love, of brilliant light, of eternal joy and eternal peace. Just be aware of passing noises and smells, but you're holding this light, you're holding this peace, no matter what. And gently bring your awareness back through the network, back into your room, back into your body, and back into the area that was holding all the stress, just feeling it move freely now, freeing up all the synovial fluid and every joint in the area. And gently open your eyes when you feel comfortable.
Thank you. That was beautiful. I needed that.
I did too. I'm always
best at those. I love the way you guide meditations.
Thank you.
Maybe Wednesday we start off with a meditation. Wednesday and Friday, a short one.
Yeah, I know. How long did that was 15 minutes. That's not bad. 15 minutes.
No, that's not. I'm not saying that.
No, I'm just thinking,
meditation for a lot longer than that.
Oh yeah. And all of you at home, like if you are looking for more peace in your life or you want to make peace within your own body, that morning meditation time is so important. And a lot of people will say, I don't know how to meditate. I'm not sure how, what do I do? And I love this question when, meditation teachers say, now clear your mind. And everyone's like, yeah, how do I do that?
Trash, I gotta drive. I gotta do that. Yeah. Just observe it and let go.
Yeah, that's why I lead.
It takes practice. Baby steps. Just do 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. And like we said before, those baby steps, like you want to work out every day, do 1 push-up every morning. And that 1 push-up will turn into 2.
Yeah.
Turn into 3. That 1 minute will turn into 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
Right.
Take it easy on yourself. And excuse me, guided meditations are easy. I had to start out with guided. My friends taught me how to meditate, like, 20 something years ago. And I was like sitting there going, oh my God, I kept peeking. I'm like, are you still sitting there quietly? This is driving me crazy.
Yeah. So that's the whole thing. That's why, even like the Joe Dispenzas, they start talking you through a lead meditation to help you get your brain into the alpha state. Once your brain is in the alpha state, then it's so much easier to stay there for, longer and longer periods of time. And then when you get really good, then you start sinking into the theta state, which is just pre-sleep. But yeah, the whole point of like in Joe Dispenza's, he leads people through a spatial relationship meditation because seeing your different body parts in space actually shifts your brain into that non-thought place, that alpha state. I do it, like I said, with the light appearing, and that I know a lot of meditation teachers do. But I think once you find the thing that clicks you into your alpha state, also just a little side note, you can go on YouTube and find an alpha state meditation music anywhere.
And Spotify has a really good gamma brain for the brain.
Beautiful.
Really good sound.
It's gamma, theta, alpha. The gamma is really out there. Like I have a hard time coming back from gamma meditations, but at least you know those are the stages that you want to get to the place where you're not thinking. And then after that, you want to get to the place where you're distancing yourself from your mind and your body and your soul is kind of floating. But it takes little steps one at a time. And I was just listening to a motivational speaker on YouTube recently that was like a crazy amount of accomplishments. And that's how he said he did it. He chunked it out in these little like 5-minute intervals of things he could do regularly. And that's how he became successful in all those things. That's true. It's the same with fitness, with weight loss, with anything.
With everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was doing a fast. I started the fast on Friday night, late, definitely after sunset, which is like 9:30, 9.
Right.
I made lentils and something. I was hungry. I don't know why I did it. And then the next day, I'm like, okay, I can easily do Saturday. Saturday, what did I do? Oh, I was craving pretzels, and I actually went in my car at 10 o'clock at night and to go get pretzels. And
well, let me ask you something.
Of people, it's like spring break down here.
Wow.
So Greens, that's the only thing down here that's open.
Yeah.
Everything was like sold out to the shelves. My favorite pretzels. I was like,
well, let me ask you something. The pretzels, you like crave the salt? Is that what it is?
I was craving those buffalo wing ones. You know, the big chunk ones that are like big crunchy chunks. I was craving something crunchy and so I settled for it. They had one bag left of the goldfish pretzels. I like crunching them in my teeth, like it's like an addicted. And then like I did all day, and then I did that, and then Sunday morning I was like, okay, Sunday I can do it. And then for breakfast I ate the rest of the not the rest of them, just more of them. And maybe it was craving salt.
Yeah. So when you crave carbohydrates and salts like that, basically you're looking for a deeper emotional connection, and you're protecting you're insulating your nervous system because you're drawing more water into your system, and the water not just insulates your nervous system, but you're also like drawing in the physical manifestation of what would be an emotional connection with someone else. So. Wow. Yeah, so that's one of the things that people don't understand.
Hug instead. Go hug somebody.
You know, that's exactly what I put on my reel. I put
my friend. I'll call a friend.
On Psychic Trainer number 4 on my reel, I said that in an interview on a news show. That basically you want to stack your deck with alternate foods and then get like 5 hugs a day. No joke. Or you want to sugar. Okay, so sugar craving. Victoria's asking you about sugar craving.
I saw that.
So sugar cravings have multidimensional needs in them. One is a need for recognition. So if you're not being recognized appropriately at work, either monetarily or verbally, or like you go way out of your way for a patient or a client, and they're not really acknowledging you, you're going to crave sugar. The other thing is energy. Pure and simple. You need a certain amount of energy to get through your day and to keep the endorphins pumping in your head. Does any of that sound familiar, Victoria?
You know what? Call me and I thank you. I appreciate you, Infinity. I love you, Infinity. I'll acknowledge you for all those people. And if you need energy, like to move, walk back and forth in your house, walk outside to the mailbox, or do jumping jacks, works for me every time, especially when I'm full. If you overeat, I know I'm diverting a little from the subject.
But you know what? I know what Victoria is talking about because I have a couple of clients that are nurses, and nurses forget it. They're on, so that does sound familiar then? So nurses have 12-hour shifts, and you're telling a nurse who's been on her feet for 12 hours, now go jump. That's not going to work so well. So you try to, it's actually more acknowledgement from my spouse. That could be it too. Acknowledgement is big for women. And I think as we get older, it gets bigger. Like,
yeah, because the guys and everybody doing anything in your house, they want to be praised and thanked and everything. No, everybody forgets the thing. What you have to do is tell everybody that you need words of affirmation.
Right.
Well, no, they won't do it. And then there's a nice way to say it, right? You can say, hey, can you guys do me a favor? Please, please, it would help me out. Or maybe not say please, please, just say, I could use some words of affirmation or thank you.
Yeah. I try to thank everyone for everything, from like, the guy who pumped my gas and make sure I tip him, to like, my husband clearing the sink out of, the debris and stuff like that. I try to thank everyone, but sometimes you lose track or you become complacent. Gratitude goes a long way, not just like thanking the universe for what you have, but other people. Other people need that acknowledgement. I'm so glad you brought that up, Victoria. I was actually afraid to talk about your spouse because I didn't know if you wanted to chat about it here. So, yes.
Yeah. The other thing on that note too, when you go to any store or any grocery store and you receive your change back, over exaggerate the gratitude, even though yours, just over exaggerate. That's a latest thing that, because it puts out an energy out there that's really, really great. And I want to go back to the hug thing too.
Okay, hug.
Reverend Michael Beckwith says 7 hugs a day, and it could be from the same person, that changes your immune system.
Your immune system and your neurotransmitters. Your neurotransmitters also shift and change. You're starting to kind of create a better neural pathway for pleasure. And that doesn't involve food at all. So that's the goal. And that's what I try to get my clients to do as well. Because it's so easy to just pick up a bag. We're so used to being self-sufficient all the time. And we're used to, just picking up a bag of pretzels or baking some cupcakes or running in and, grabbing something disgusting to eat out of a 7-Eleven. But we have to, look at those relationships in terms of like, how can it feed my soul more than, how can I feed my face with my food? So yeah, do that, meditate, get 5 to 7 hugs a day. And one of the things I do tell nurses, like if they're running low on energy, instead of jumping in place, I'll have them do like plie squats at the counter, when they're at the nurse's station. What kind of squat? Huh?
What kind of squat?
Plie squats.
What are those, with your feet out?
Yeah. So it's like you're doing a plie. Here, I'll demonstrate for you all. So you're doing a plie. Excuse my shorts. Toes and knees are out, right? But now you're going to hold it low. So you're going to hold it nice and low. So the root chakra is getting a boost, but then you're also increasing heart rate. So you're just going to hold it low. And if you have like, something to hold, even better, like, a heavy ball or something else that you can use to create additional resistance, that would be awesome. Showing my bra straps and my
I got my cutoff jeans on today too.
Yay.
Oh, not sleeping last night. It's taking effect on my language today.
And that's so, you're so bubbly and, go. I can't imagine you without a whole lot of sleep, but I'm glad you joined us all today here, Victoria, myself.
I actually more acknowledgement. Oh.
That's why I was talking about, the husband and spouse. Anyway, anything else? Loving you ladies so much. Oh, love you too, Victoria.
I'm not able to type back, so love you, Victoria.
Oh, you want me to? Here, let's do this quickly. Oh, wait.
Well, we're about to close, right?
Yes.
My battery's gonna go flat on my computer.
Uh-oh. Okay.
The plug in the other room.
All right. There you go. So we got a nice bit of response today. I'm so happy we did this. Please, if you have missed the majority of this podcast, you can always re-listen to it on our sites. I think we are on Positive Impact Global, as well as my YouTube channel, Nicole Fevrier Davis. So thank you again for joining us, and love infinity. Any last words?
Make it a positive impact day.
Yay! That's perfect. All right.
Wednesday at 2:00.
Is it 2 or 2:30?
Oh,
I think it's 2:30.
can we make it 2 for next Wednesday?
What?
Or it'll be a fast one. I mean, we have to.
I can make it 2.
Okay. Sorry to do that.
That's okay. All right.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.